So you've probably already seen the independent review by our very own David Siddons. He broke down the numbers for you, he told you everything that you needed to know about the project, detailing everything that you would need as an informed buyer to make the right decision. But today we're doing something different because the Mandarin Oriental Residences is unfolding in real time, and that means that we are due for an honest update. My name is Nada Nei and this is Nei Andriani, and together we work with the David Siddons Group at Douglas Elliman, one of the top performing real estate teams in the country. Today, we're back at the Mandarin Oriental Residences to give you an overall update on this project, and we're going to tackle three main topics. Number one, we're going to tell you what's happening with the timeline in the project. Number two, we're going to update you on the latest numbers and the comparables. And number three, we're going to answer your most pressing questions. That's what's selling, what's left, and what's next. So without further ado, please join us as we give you an honest update on the Mandarin Oriental Residences. So we're here with Eduardo Cofresi, the representative for the developer from the Mandarin Oriental Residences, and we're here to start getting you some answers to your questions. Eduardo, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. So why don't we start by telling the viewers what's happening in terms of construction? What are the updates?
Yes, a lot of things are happening. We just closed the hotel. It's been 4 weeks since we closed it. And now we are in that process, with emptying the contents from the hotel, that's almost done. And now we're going to start the demolition, the internal, demolition for them to be able to implode the tower. And then after that, we do cleanup. So this is a process that's going to be here for the next 6-7 months.
Perfect. And when are we expecting groundbreaking to be?
So groundbreaking will be around the spring of next year, 2026, yeah. Okay. After we clean the site and we start construction officially.
And we're still on track for the delivery in 2030?
We are. We're going to be delivering the first half of 2030, and that's, still on track. Everything is going as planned.
So Eduardo, about the sales, how much percent was sold already, the project?
So we sold about 57% of the project, and that's with contracts and deposits, which is amazing considering the amount of time we've been here. About $1.2 billion in sales, a record for sure in South Florida. So very successful project so far.
Yeah, and 57% before the groundbreaking. The expectation is this number is going to increase after the groundbreaking, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Projects typically increase a lot when you start construction, so we expect that to happen around March, April next year when we start construction.
So how about the price increase that you see right now?
Yeah, there's been a slight, price increases in some of the units. The building is divided by collections. Some of the units, we have not touched the prices, and that we do that on purpose. But units that are selling super fast, like the O1 line on Collection 1 and other, units that are actually, by the way, almost sold out or sold out in some of the lines, we increase the prices, but very modestly. This developer is very careful, very conservative when it comes to pricing. And don't forget that we still have another pretty much 4.5 years to deliver. So we are poised to incredible appreciation over the next 4 or 5 years.
So can you tell us about what's actually sold, what's still available on the market? We know you guys had a very promising sales performance in the past few months. So what's left in stock?
So plenty. I still have really good lines. Obviously, every line is a good line in this building. I never saw anything like this before, where every line is a good line with amazing views. Something very special about that. But I would say the O1 line is very popular. Also the O3 line behind it. But it really kind of depends on the buyer. Sometimes I have buyers that are really into the project, they want to buy, and they have a hard time deciding against a unit or the other because the views are that good. But I will tell you that on Collection 1, we sold out on the O5 line. Collection 1 has sold very well. Collection 2 has sold extremely well. Also on the O1 line, we continue to sell along, the O1 line as you go higher into the tower. But and then when you go to Collection 3 and 4, is when it becomes really hard because every unit there has impeccable views and incredible views from every corner. So we have we have views for everybody and floor plans too.
So for our viewers that don't actually know the difference between the lines and the collections, can you just give us a quick? Yeah,
very simple. This building has one of the most incredible unit mixes, right? We don't have a lot of studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, and then, a gigantic penthouse or something like that. There's a cohesive, and uniform growth as you go up in the tower. Collection 1 is 5 residences per floor. They range from 2,300 square feet to 3,300 square feet roughly. Collection 2 is only 4 units per floor, so that means that you have less apartments per floor now, but the units are bigger. So the units there go from 2,700 square feet to 4,300 square feet interior space. And then collection 3 and 4, which is where you have these incredible floor-through units that go front to back, and you have all the views of the city from those units. Those units range from 2,800 square feet all the way up to 5,800 square feet, depending on the floor plan that you're looking at. That tells you right there how this is a building that is, so well planned that the smallest unit is a 2-bedroom with 2,300 square feet, and it quickly jumps to 3, 4, 5,000, almost 6,000 square feet.
So you mentioned something really interesting about every line having an impeccable view. Can you also tell us if these views are protected or not? Can we expect, people worry in the Miami evolving skyline that at any point something can come and obstruct your view. Is that still protected here in the Mandarin Oriental?
So as it is today, this is the last piece of land in the island. This is the icing on the cake, the last building to be developed. And also this is the only island off of Brickell. When your view is protected, your investment is protected. And that gives people the assurance that this is the best product that they have found in the city because of that.
So Eduardo, the median price per foot here right now, it's 2,500, right?
Yeah, around 2,500, yes.
So in St. Regis, I believe that it's the competitor for this project. So the price over there right now is 2,900.
Okay.
But here you have like a private island, the view. Why and how this project can offer like a better price, staying in a better location with like this view?
Good question and very easy to answer. We have to remember that this developer bought this entire island in 1979. So you can imagine the cost and how much appreciation this has had over the years. And so they have an amazing leverage, because they bought the land 44 years ago. And that's how they can do this, with the better views, with the better finishes, with the designers coming from Paris, the landscaping coming from Thailand, all of the bells and whistles at a very competitive price because they own the land for many, many years. Well, other developers just purchased the land recently and they need to sell it for much more, even though it's a lesser, quality maybe development, or it has, its, limitations, but they paid a lot more for the land, so they need to sell it for more in order to make money.
All right, and talking about the developer, so the last big project that the developer did around here was Brickell City Center, right? The mall and the Rise and Ridge, they both
yeah, so our properties developed every building you see in this island, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 towers. They did also the Brickell City Center shopping mall. And a lot of people don't know this, but they came here in the 70s and they bought a lot of land in Brickell. So they have been selling land and trading land for many, many years here.
So can you tell us what the developer's planning to do with the hotel tower?
The hotel that is coming there is going to be the flagship for the Mandarin Hotel Group in the USA. So that's going to be the most important hotel in the United States for the brand. Hotel rooms, and it's going to be substantially reduced from what the older hotel was, which was over 300 rooms. This is going to be almost like 50% less units, so much more exclusive, more boutique-ish. And there will be also, they are planning to do maybe about 20-something, condo hotel residences there. And there will be some private residences on the top floors. But honestly, we do not have any information on pricing, sizes, or anything like that. And we think that maybe towards the end of the year, the developer may be launching that, going into the market, or maybe not. So we're waiting for final, information from the developer in that sense, but that's more or less what's coming there.
So how are the residents actually benefiting from the fact that you have the hotel on site? What kind of services will they share?
So that's an amazing question. I think one of the greatest advantages, right? Because there's a lot of buildings out there that have the 5-star hospitality brands in their names, and they will have great service, I'm sure. But when you have a hotel on site, it greatly benefits the residential tower, because you have literally all of the services that are there in the hotel are also embedded in the tower here. So for example, you have the maids that clean the hotel. You can use those here if you want, or you can get your own person, you decide what you want. But if you decide to use these are people that are trained by the brand, they are vetted by the brand, they're wearing the Mandarin uniform. So it's not just anyone walking through the door of your home and coming to clean for you or do services that you need. It's people that have been, trained and vetted by the Mandarin Hotel Group. And so also the fact that you have combined about 160,000 square feet when you combine the two buildings. 100,000 of those, 100,000 square feet of that is going to be for the residential tower alone. So you literally have everything you need and more in this tower. But if you want to use the pool in the hotel, you can use that. If you want to go to the gym there, you can do that. So that gives you options, right? And then you have more services and more area.
So a lot's changed since our last deep dive into the Mandarin Oriental Residences, and we're going to summarize that for you here. For starters, 57% of the project is now sold out, and that's $1.2 billion in real estate commitments and counting. Prices are now trading at about $2,500 to $2,600 a square foot, and that's before groundbreaking. So typically pre-construction projects, we do find them increasing prices after groundbreaking. This is speculation, but it's very common industry practice. With regards to the sizes and the layouts, those remain unchanged. There's nothing that's changed about the layouts or the sizes. There's still about 2,300 to 5,800 square feet of interior spaces. That's excluding the penthouses, which can go up all the way until 8,000 square feet. And right now, a lot of the tier 1 units have thinned out. What we do have available in stock is the higher floors and the larger floor plans, so that is still available if that's something that interests you. With regards to the hotel operations, they ceased about 4 weeks ago. They've cleared the interiors and they're preparing the site for demolition. We are expecting groundbreaking to be in spring of 2026, and we are on track for delivery for the first half of 2030. Now, all of that into consideration, we also need to take a look at certain things that we've mentioned to you before. The views are unprecedented. There really is no project or very few projects that can boast the fact that every single line has an impeccable and unobstructed view that's protected in perpetuity. That means you have nothing to worry about in the future in terms of obstructions to your view, and whether you prefer intracoastal views or ocean views, city skylines or bay views, or a combination of any of those, there is a line that is available for any type of client. Now, with regards to pricing, we do believe that this product is fairly priced in the market. It is selling at a little bit of a premium if you're comparing it to Brickell product, but again, there's not a lot of projects that we can accurately say is a proper competition to the Mandarin Oriental. If you do expand the scope to the greater Miami area, we have projects that are also hospitality branded residences like the Four Seasons or the St. Regis, and in that case the Mandarin Oriental actually compares quite well. It's either at par or lower in price, so we do believe it is a fair price. With regards to value, we've said this before and we stand by it, the numbers prove it, that hotel residences generally operate and outperform their counterparts in their areas, anywhere from 40 to 130%. So again, speculative, but if history does repeat itself and if we see the same trends continuing, then we can expect to see value appreciation in 50% or higher ROI. Now, we do believe that this product is well positioned for the end user that's looking for a long-term investment, whether it's for a vacation home or someone looking to acquire a generational asset. We do believe this product is for that buyer in specific. Now, there is one drawback to the Mandarin Oriental Residences, and that's that there is a prolonged delivery time. So if you are someone who's looking for a quick move-in, this might not be the project for you. Overall, we're very confident and have a strong and positive outlook on the future performance of this project, and we do believe that it will appreciate with time. If you have any questions about this project or you'd like to discuss any other top projects in Miami, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll break it down for you and help you find your place here in Miami.